Hi everybody, it's Linda from the Crafting Depot, and I should be looking right over here in the camera. I just got a new little visitor, and her name is Sophia. Sophia just arrived this morning, and her owner is drove here from Texas. He needed to leave her here overnight so he could go visit his mom. So me and Sophia took a 2-mile walk around the complex that I live in, and I'm going to sit down and do finish this page. I'm just going to do a little. There's really not much left to do, but I'll show you what I did, and we will do something else. Maybe a short little chat. Well, I'm always chatting. I live alone, so I actually talk to you guys. All right, so let me hook this phone back up onto my desk arm, and I will be right back. Okay, so it looks like we had to start over because once I put the phone into the desk arm, it just deleted the video that I was working on. But I have figured out how to put these videos together. In the past, when I first started, I would be in the middle of doing an activity that took me about an hour to do, and my phone would stop, and I'd be like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I would do the whole thing all over again. This is making a masterboard, painting all over it, cutting it out, sewing, the whole shebang. So it was good practice, I guess. And then I found out that I was hitting the wrong button and causing my phone camera to stop. So sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit simple, but I wind up learning. When I was young, I always hung around with girls that were in the advanced classes, and I was in the mixed average class, and they were very kind to me, but they used to tease me. They called me Bick, and they said, Bick, it may take you a while, but you get there. One time I thought they were making fun of me, calling me a bad name, and I went home and told my mother the vocabulary that they used on me, and she started laughing. She said, Linda, that's a compliment. So I went back down the street with my hands on my hips, and I told them, you girls just gave me a compliment. And they were laughing. But anyway, and I always tell people there's no coincidence that I went into special ed, because sometimes I think I am special ed. I'm just going to do this because I want to accentuate this drawing with a little black marker. I put gold. I used a gold Signo. I really like the gold. However, I complain about this all the time. The whites, for some reason, don't work. And I think it's the paper. Because I'm using cold press paper, pens don't work so well on the cold press because there's like a bumpy texture on it. I have the hiccups. And the pens don't roll on the paper so well. So yeah, this morning, this man wanted to go see his mother. He came from Texas and dropped her off, and I took her for a 2-mile walk. Then I sent him a video because that's what I do with all my clients. I send them videos rather than pictures. They can hear me talk. They can see their dog walking or doing whatever. And I think it's just a little bit more personal. And so that's what I do. Where am I? Yeah, so I started this yesterday, and when I was finished, I really didn't like it. But now that I'm looking at it, I like it. Sometimes that happens, when you're doing something, you're not really too sure where you're going or if you're doing the right thing. But hang in there. Believe me. Okay, this is a 2. I'm going to see about getting a thicker nib. Let me see. I have the 5 is almost running out, so that must have been one of my favorites. The 8 is getting Let's use the 1 point. Let's go over here. Yeah, that's better. And there. We'll go over this. Now you can see it better. I don't know why I have this mucus stuck in my throat. Oh, I ate. Sometimes after eating, I'll get a lot of phlegm. So what did I eat? I had two hard-boiled eggs, some Triscuits, and then I made soup on Sunday. Was it Sunday? No, Saturday. Me and Paula I made the soup. She helped me can it because I bought this mechanical canner. And I have to tell you, it works fantastic. She liked it because she used to can. She used to had an organic vegetable garden. And, you know, she's telling me when her kids were little, they used to run out with a, basket or something and go pick the vegetable that they were going to eat for dinner. So I asked her to help me. It's not that I can't do these things. I don't know what it is. Because when I went over to my other friend's house, I'm sitting there with her and I'm saying, well, maybe we should use the computer. No, we don't need to use the computer. We should be able to do it on the phone, she says. So I said, well, let me hook up the computer anyway. And then I managed to figure it out myself. But it's like a crutch. You just need your friends or people there to help you in case that's why they say it takes a village. When I was teaching in New York in this private residential school, I had an assistant teacher who I'm still friendly with. She called me this morning on her way to work. She's still working. And I had 2 other ladies. One lady was from Utah, and we learned a lot from her. She had a son who had celiac, so every Monday in school, we did home ec with our classroom. So we would come up with recipes, and we also had a student actually at the time, come to think of it, that had celiac. So we used to make things that she could eat and that were on the diet for the rest of them. And believe me, the girls in the class, they loved to eat. And unfortunately, they had to be put on diets to make sure that they didn't get too heavy. And so we did a lot of fruits and vegetables, and we cooked a lot of foods by hand in home ec. And that's how I met one of my best friends. I have a lot of good lady friends. And I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Half me likes it, half me doesn't. But, sometimes you have to just keep looking. It's like listening to a new song. The first time you hear it, you're like, yeah, that's not bad. But they keep playing it on the radio, whatever station you're listening to. And after a while, you love it. Oh, I have to tell you about a really good station. I get the Pandora. I have the free version, which has commercials. But needless to say, my neighbor Craig told me about, we were out one time. He smokes pot, and I did too. And we went down to the beach. We're good friends. He's my neighbor. And he put on Stick Figure Radio. And I love it. So my friend Paula was over last night. We went to the clubhouse and worked out, and then came back here. I made some sweet potatoes and salmon, and it came out really good. Really good. Super easy to do. And I had Stick Figure Radio playing, and she said, you know, this is really good music. They're playing really good songs. I said, I know. I really like them. So that's all because of my friend Craig. Craig is a neighbor. And sometimes if I'm just lonely, I'll send him a text. And sometimes he's home and sometimes he isn't. And I'll just go by for like an hour or so. Last time I was down there, I told him about my father's side of the family, and he was blown away. I can't tell you everything because it's really a book. What my father went through in El Salvador is shocking. And he asked me, Linda, did you start writing that book? And I said, no, I haven't. I don't know if I ever will. But I have a movie in my head that is so good. It's shocking. And in light of everything that's going on in this world, it kind of coincides with, you know, what's going on with human trafficking, P. Diddy. Not that my father went through all that, but he had an experience as a little boy. And he didn't tell me about it until he was dying. And I was in his home taking care of him. And he told me this. And he said, the only other person that knows this, and that was his stepwife, Pat, he said, even your mother doesn't know. So I'm sure he was embarrassed. And my father was a tough man, but he loved us. And when my father died, the church was standing room only. That's not to say that I had a good upbringing, but, you know, I went and took a course at a community college, and what they say is, you can't blame your parents for, you know, what happened in your life. By the time you're 30 years old, you need to start taking, you know, responsibility. And that stuck with me. And I know my dad loved us all. He was always there for us. He was the one you called if there was a problem. This is not working. We're going to have to use this one. I didn't want to use a thick line. So I'm using, that's not working either. I don't like that. Okay, we're going to have to, I guess, no, let's try this. Maybe the 8. Yeah, so Sophia's doing very well, and I sent a message to her dad, and he was totally surprised. He said, she's never walked that far. When I get the dogs, we go for long walks. And the puppy that I'm taking care of, there's definitely something wrong. I think he's got a worm, or many worms. He's got parasites for sure. You know, it's funny, when I went on that trip to Budapest, Vienna, and Prague, I went with these ladies that I'm not that close with, but one of them was constantly coughing, like she sounded like she had, like me when I had bronchitis, like she was coughing up a lung. This is not working. Okay, we're gonna have to go. I'm gonna get myself a new set. See, I don't use the super fine ones. I use the thicker nubs. So those are the ones that are getting used up. Yeah, so she was horrified, and so were the other girls when I said to her, I said, she told me, she goes, oh, this is because of my, I have an acidic stomach. I said, well, do you have heartburn? No. I said, I don't think it's your stomach. And here I am, a special ed teacher who has no medical experience. Who the hell am I to tell her, after she's gone to all these medical professions who have told her it's her stomach that's causing her to cough? I said, it sounds like you might have a parasite. Well, The other two girls walked ahead. They were like horrified that I said that. And then later on in the conversation, she's telling me how much she loves. Listen, we all have parasites, whether we want to believe it or not. Every single one of us, if you have a dog, or if you're like me watching dogs, you will have a parasite. So then she tells me how much she loves sushi. Oh, I love sushi. It's my favorite. I go, you definitely have a parasite. Parasites attach in our body. And there are ways to get rid of it. I am not going to be a doctor on this channel, but I will tell you to research it on your own, since we all have it, and you will find a lot of information. Okay, so I'm going over this again, but I don't think it's really making a difference. Okay, so that's this page. Now I wanted to show you something. I was on the phone this morning with a friend of mine who is devastated. And I took out, while she was talking, I took out this book, and I had done these two sides, and I said, okay, while she's talking, I'll start painting here. So what I had done was I did the painting, you know, the abstract watercolor in the background, and then I took my little pieces and started. I said, oh my God, I made a mistake. I was supposed to do the circles first and then go around the circles, so I would leave white spots. Like you see here, there's white and gold. Well, here I fixed it. So I left this one to show you what I'm talking about. I made a mistake. So I said, you know what, I'll show them. We all make mistakes. So I started coloring in the background on the top two. And what I'm using is a Posca pen. And it's I don't know what size the nub is. But I'm just going to fill in these areas with the white. Like that. And then I'm going to just I'll just take this Seiko and I'll go around the circle and like that. There we go. Let's do the inside circle. Okay, so I was able to fix the bottom ones to look like the top. And this is how it looks. This is the last page I did. I think you all saw this on previous video. I don't think I did this on the video. Now I can't even remember. I'm losing my memory, by the way. As are my friends. Okay, I did this one. And then what I did was on this page, I used some alcohol markers that I got on Temu, and I would not recommend using those because I could see a little bit of the shadow. You might not be able to see it on video, but I can see a little bit of the ink coming through. Not super strong, but just a little bit. So I would use the watercolor. I started with watercolor on the outside. I have no idea why I grabbed the alcohol markers, but then I finished everything over here different. And I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do some little lines, leaves going around here. Okay, I'm not going to do the leaves online. I'll do them after, but I just wanted to do a short video and just give you an update on what I'm doing in the book. And I hope you enjoy it. Please hit the like. Follow me if you choose. I shouldn't say please hit the like. If you enjoy my content, hit the like and subscribe. I would love to see you. It's a lot of fun for me. You know, I live alone, and my YouTube channel, I love YouTube, and it's become like a little bit of a social avenue for me. And that's about it. So with that, have an amazing day. I wish you all many blessings, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.